our final video game topic of the night. Apparently, Hideo Kojima has come out and said he would like to see some developer go ahead and make a open world version of Metal Gear Solid 1, which I think is a pretty awesome idea. Now, he said he would do it himself, but he doesn't really have the time, and if he got some people behind it, he might be willing to jump into the project to help it along.
Metal Gear Solid 1? Or, Metal Gear Solid
the
1
one
or Metal
on,
Gear 1?
The one on PlayStation 1.
See, but I don't understand. Like, you'd have to massively expand that game because it was... Part of its charm was it was all based around that one facility.
Yeah, and it was almost open world by itself that way. All you had to do is kind of like a Zelda game. You just had to pick up a key card or something to get yourself past one lock to unlock the next faction.
When I think open world, that means he wants you to have like towns and other stuff to go to, like rather than just that facility. But that's part of the. I don't know. That just doesn't. I guess maybe if you're including the lead up to getting to that tower, or if they just spread things out, like that'd be a huge
the lead up was
change.
like you halo drop in and you use a little submarine thing and get into the facility. I mean, I can kind of see it.
That's a huge change. That's a huge change. That sounds more like a
you can still run through everything. You can still go from place to place to place. Like I could go all the way to the end of the game and then run back through the facility to the beginning. It's not like it's a strict thing. And you do have to go forward and backward.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's a contained world. Like, it's not an open world because you're not going to the rest of the world. It's still a very open environment.
Yeah, you'd have to put other missions and say, okay, maybe they spread out the facilities a little bit more.
Maybe not everything's together in one place.
And then you have to run to another spot, like it's farther away in the Siberian, wherever it was. So you're right. It would be interesting. They would have to add a lot, but I could see how they could change it without, going crazy overboard, without having to restructure the story or anything like that. Because I do remember the end of the game, you're going through like this huge like underground tunnel, pretty much on a snowmobile, and you get out to the outside, and it's just all wilderness, Siberian wilderness out there. Or was it Alaska? It might have been Alaskan wilderness. But I could see if you just say, this is the first facility you need to go to. You fight, you beat that area, and then you have to go to the second facility. But you can take different paths to get to this facility, and just kind of give yourself more outdoor spaces, and then have building instead of all just being one giant complex. It might work a little differently that way. Like you have the offices over here, you have your R&D over here, but it could be interesting too.
Well, I guess what also might be interesting is if they expanded it out so that you have to do the work to discover the facility, to discover the plot and where the facility is, and then go there.
Yeah, instead of
there's
saying,
obviously
hey, it's over
a
here.
lot of stuff before the game starts that has to do with finding out that this base is there and everything like that. So.
Well, I think the way the game started was these terrorists take over an Alaskan base, and you're sent in to go. You're like, oh, these guys have our base. Let's go get them.
Oh, I thought that there was a little bit more going on, but
Metal Gear
it's
Solid
been a while
stories,
since I played that game.
The Metal Gear stories are always so incredibly complex. There's always a million things going on, but it'd be interesting to see, and maybe give you another character to play as. Maybe you're a team. Actually, no, never mind. I take it back. You don't want to be a team. You want to be Solid Snake. He was so badass in that game. That's why you love that game, is because Solid Snake. So it'll be interesting. I would be cool to play it. Again, he says it's not going to come anytime soon. He needs to get people behind it first. But if Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain comes out, and that's one of the first open world ones, and it's a huge, great success, then I see somebody saying, okay, we already got pretty much the basic plot and storyline behind this. Let's go ahead and do it and make another $bazillion. But I don't know. So let us know what you think of it. Are you excited about it? Would you want to play that game? Hit us up, comments down below. Of course, @What'sMyFace on Twitter, Google Plus, and Facebook. Always good ways to get a hold of us.